What's up, y'all? It's MooseFig here, and today we're going to be talking about 3 questions you should be asking a therapist before you start working with them. Finding a therapist can be really hard, and finding a therapist that's a good fit can be really hard. So today we're going to be talking about some of the questions you can ask them to figure out if this is the right therapist for you. So when we are looking at a therapist and trying to decide if we want to work with them or not, one of the first questions I like to ask is, what type of training do they have? The reason it's important to ask that is because it's important to understand if the therapist is trained enough or competent enough to help you with the concerns that you're bringing to the table. It's also important to understand the level of education and the type of education the therapist has too, because depending on the type of graduate school they went to or depending on the program they graduated from, the level of training that they have and the quality of therapeutic skill and clinical skills that they have is vastly different. Although a lot of great universities do a great job of training their clinicians, there are many universities that do not. So when I'm looking through a counselor, I want to see that they are well trained, they have strong clinical skills, they understand what they're talking about. And also, sometimes I'll even ask them, have you ever had your video recorded and watched by another clinical professional for giving you feedback? Because there are so many schools out there too, where clinicians have never had people watch their videos and give them clinical skill training and have had supervisors have oversight over their clinical training by literally watching their videos. To me, sometimes that is a big concern because I want to make sure my clinician is well trained and they've been also watched for competencies in their graduate school training. I also use this as a way of understanding if the clinician has gone through proper gatekeeping for competencies through their program and also have proper skills and the appropriate amount of training to help me with the issues that I'm coming with. One of the other questions I like to ask is, what does therapy look like with you in a session? If you've watched our video about what type of therapist might be beneficial for you, you'll understand that there are very different types of therapies out there. So there's DBT, there's CBT, there's humanistic approaches like person-centered, and every approach looks very different within a session. Some therapists that are using modalities like CBT or DBT might be very directive. They're using a lot of skills and techniques to help you understand your thought patterns and really guiding you. Whereas a person-centered therapist like me will be much more non-directive. They trust you to come in and bring up what's coming up for you and help you increase your awareness. And it's a slower process of building a strong therapeutic relationship. So when you're asking a therapist, what does a session look like? What you want to see is a therapist able to describe what a session will look like. Are they talking about skills they're going to teach you? Are they talking about trusting you in the process? What type of therapy are you going to be receiving? And is that a good fit for you based on how you see yourself? A good therapist is going to be able to explain things to you and what a session looks like to you in a very easy way to understand. That way it makes you feel comfortable and also help you understand what is going to be the right fit for you. Although there are a lot of questions you can ask, one of the third questions that is very important to me is always asking if the therapist is competent in helping you with the struggles that you're facing with, and also are they familiar with your identities or culture if that's important to you. A good therapist is going to work from a lens of cultural humility. What that means is if they don't know something about your culture, they're going to try to learn and not put the burden on you. They're going to acknowledge that in the consultation too. A good therapist that is culturally competent and practices cultural humility will also be able to demonstrate it in how they talk about your culture or your identity. A good therapist is also going to be able to explain to you how they're going to help you with the struggles that you're coming in with. They're going to be able to explain to you in simple terms how they approach the struggles that you have and the trainings that they have too. A good therapist is going to be able to show competency and also give you understanding of how they can help you and give you more confidence. If they're not doing that, that therapist might not be a good fit for you. So these are some of the questions I like to ask before I start working with a therapist. Of course, this is not all of the questions that you can potentially ask, just 3 of the ones that are important to me and that I wanted to share with y'all too. That way you can use it too. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and hope you have an amazing day.